Good morning, evening, afternoon. Singing, Lawrence, in your case. Good whatever it may be, but thank you for being here. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. How you doing, people, on this beautiful Sunday, September 15th? If you're tuned in on the X machine, throw us a repost, retweet. I heard somebody call it a zeet, which just, it makes me... That's the reaction I had. I know, right? But if you're on X, throw us some love. If you're tuned in on Love Wrestling CA on the YouTube machine, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed quite yet, feel encouraged to do so because we got a lot of great stuff coming up here in the next little bit, including through the next hour. I, of course, am Spencer Love, joined as usual. I shouldn't even say that. You're here more often than I am. I am joining, as usual, handsome Lawrence. It's good to see you, stud. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I've actually had a pretty productive last couple of days, which has been nice. Cause like, hi Zach.
Hello.
I was gonna give you a big introduction, but
Yeah.
C'est la vie. But yeah, I've had like a productive because it's the starter, I guess the middle of September as of today. So like as Canadians, we sort of know that like we got limited time before the snow starts to hit. So like been cleaning up the backyard. The house is looking clean. Literally, I wish I would have done a better job in here because like this is the only room in the house that I've still got to like clean up a little bit. So productive day. I had a really good pasta sauce for breakfast. Like I was telling you, Lawrence, I didn't have time to make the pasta by the time I got home. Walking this idiot. So I just had like a heated up pasta sauce for breakfast, but I didn't spill on a white shirt. So we're looking good, guys.
Proud of you.
How you doing, Zach? You said you were going to be late. You weren't all that late. I figured that like I wouldn't have told anybody if I was going to be as late as you just were.
I don't know. I expected to be a bit later. I ate lunch and I was still hungry, and I had like no food that was like appealing to me. So I went to this humble little chain. You know, we don't have to say its name because
no, they don't sponsor. We do not give non-advertised sponsors. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, it seems like we're all down bad for food today. Lawrence, what'd you have for breakfast? Now we just got to see if it's all of us. Because, like, again, I ate a pasta sauce. Like, let's get real here.
I straight up,
ring light.
Like the grown-ass adult I am, I had toaster strudels for breakfast.
Good. Kind of toaster strudel.
I think it's strawberry, and it's got like the cream cheese filling inside as well.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
It's like a pierogi of sorts. What's your favorite kind of Pop-Tart before we kick into like pro wrestling here? I don't know why that's coming, but like I had a Pop-Tart a couple of days ago for the first time in forever, and like nothing hits like a chocolate Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. It's real basic. I'm a basic bitch, but
Too sweet for me. Pop-Tarts in general. I say as I drink an iced cap. Pop-Tarts are a step too far.
I'm okay. While I disagree with your opinion, I'll defend to the death your right to have it. Lawrence.
Yeah, probably there was my friends got it from the States. I think it was like a hot chocolate one, flavored one that was really good. Like a hot chocolate fudge one.
That's really not fair, man. Like, that's bougie. That's like saying a green tea Kit Kat's your favorite. Like, get the F out of here. Okay, that's not fair. Like, just like break it down to the basics on this shit, okay?
The one's delicious.
No. Okay, there we go. I'll accept that. Thank you. That's too bougie, man. We're a working class show here on Love Wrestling. Anyways, let's talk about some pro wrestling. Where would you guys like to start? Because it was a fairly, I suppose, newsworthy week. Maybe not newsworthy, but like I had a good time watching some professional wrestling over the last 7 days. I got to go to Raw. I saw that Nick, Hard Editing there in the Slack messaged that he's heading out to Raw here on Monday, I guess tomorrow. But I was there in Calgary, Alberta, Canada last Monday. So biasly, I know where I'd want to start. But does anybody else want to kick her off? SmackDown was good this week. I haven't watched all of Dynamite yet, but it's been good so far. Although I've got a major complaint that I think everybody else friggin' has too.
Dude, you know, like you said, you were at a live event. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Raw in Calgary.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Come on, man. Yeah. Dude, it was good. I don't know. There's always the live bias when you go out to a show. There always is, unless it's like a true like shit show in the most literal sense of the word. But like it ruled, man. I'd never had the opportunity to see Bret Hart like make a WWE entrance live. I've had the privilege of like getting to work with Dungeon Wrestling in a couple of times in the past, and he's obviously very involved on that end of things. But like, man, it hits different seeing Bret enter in Calgary, and like even on Natty's end as well too. Though I've been lucky enough to see her a couple of times in YYC. I liked the return. I think. And we've talked about this actually a couple of times over the last few weeks, like unexpected or like obvious is not necessarily a bad thing in pro wrestling. Like I think everybody and their mother knew that it was going to be Natty returning as part of that trios match, and it still friggin' ruled. The Wyatt 6 match was great. I really liked that as an opener. Yeah, real good time. Gunther also rules. I will be pulling that Bret Hart clip for the rest of my life with him talking about Bill Goldberg. Also, and huge shout out because I appreciate the fact that Gunther called him Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
Bret would never call
that's a low-key bit of love language to Bret Hart when you say the full name.
Words of affirmation. That's what those were.
Bill Goldberg.
The Bill Goldberg. No, that's too much. That's putting a hat on a hat, Lawrence. While I respect where you tried to go with that, that's too much. But yeah, it was a good time. I really enjoyed the show there on Monday, and it's always a good time. You know, I'll be honest.
Your literal hat on hat. That is a smart man. Don't listen to what Spencer tells you. That was a fashionable choice.
Not necessarily. I mean, there are some senses that it works. But like a bandana, emphasis on the wrong syllable. A bandana under a hat looks good, but those aren't necessarily two hats. I think there's limits as far as that goes. The other thing that I do want to shout out to, obviously on more of like a negative note with it, but like, man, that tribute to Johnny Gaudreau that they've got at the Saddle Dome, like walking right past that was obviously a little heart wrenching. And you know, it's bigger than sports. By no means would I ever say I'm a Calgary Flames fan, but what that organization has done in light of tragedy is, again, real heart-wrenching. And huge kudos to WWE for not just doing a tribute, but like doing such a great job with it. And like specific shout out as well, because like Canadians as well, Jackie Redmond has been on our screens for Prick forever as a hockey reporter. So to have her be a part of it, the excellent job that she did with their tribute to Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau, I should also add. Yeah, that was just you always hate to say that was a cool tribute or stuff like that because it comes from tragedy, but like that was a really great tribute in spite of it coming from a place of tragedy, you know? So huge kudos to them. Tom James, what's up, my guys? Wrestling. We're chatting wrestling until we inevitably go off the rails here in a little bit. But later on, we are going to be watching along with a match from LPW 28. Kylie Ray made her Love Pro Wrestling, her Albertan wrestling debut, taking on Zoe Sager. So we're going to be watching that in the back half of the program. Dara the Amazing, good to see you as well.
Hey,
if there's anything that you guys want to chat about.
Dara.
Hey, I didn't know it was your birthday.
Happy
Also
birthday.
a happy belated. I tip my coffee to you. Yeah, so if there's anything y'all want to chat about, feel free. We're just espousing on Raw. For you guys, what was it like? Because I haven't had the chance, to be honest with you, to watch it back. But, like, I'm really interested to hear, I guess, how Joe Tessitore sounded in his second week. From all I saw on socials, he seemed much better. But, yeah, what was Raw like for both of y'all?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't actually see much aside from like the highlight clips. I obviously sought out the Bret Hart clip. Glad that he was able to make it because, of course, Fightful had reported that he wasn't feeling all that hot, and there was a possibility he was going to miss the appearance. Thankfully, he didn't come to that because it was great television between he and Gunther.
And Sammy, you know, sorry to interrupt, but let's not discount. Sammy was a little. I like Sammy when he's a little spicy.
Oh yeah,
a little spicy
Sammy
there on Monday.
is just. I mean, no. I have no version of Sammy that I don't like, so I can't really like weigh one version of Sammy against the other.
Fair.
Can't speak with too much knowledge about John Tessitore, so I will refrain from that topic.
Lawrence, thoughts?
From what I can tell, he's definitely improving. Like,
yeah,
it's people don't understand how hard of a job it is, even coming from the NFL. Like, having to. Like, he is still learning. Like, I think his main weak spot is learning all the moves. At times, there's times like you could clearly hear pauses, and he's just like, "Oh, big spot there." But like, he is definitely bringing the energy to the Raw broadcast. Like, I felt like, given some time, he's gonna be very, very good and be very natural in this role.
I already think he's better than Adnan Virk, and I think that bodes well.
Yeah.
God, the amount. You know what I will say too? Maybe I got a little bit of a soft spot. I don't think Jimmy Smith was as bad as people, sort of retcon him to be. But I enjoyed even Tessitore in his first week there, 2 weeks ago now, I suppose. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that because from all I've heard, I'm not a big NFL guy. Obviously, I haven't heard a lot of his actual broadcasts prior to this. So the dude obviously brings it. He's obviously got like a good vibe to him, as cheesy as that sounds to say. But like, it's cool. I like even too, and I don't know how it played off on TV. I like how they're doing the intros, like even standing beside the guardrails and that sort of stuff, rather than being right at the broadcast booth. Like little touches
Very
like that have
school.
added so much. I also want to bring up just real quick. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Netflix put on a show in Japan. Speaking of production shit, oh my god! So they're putting out the what's the show called?
Documentary
On Matsumoto, yeah.
Yeah.
But they put on a show in Corkin Hall, I believe, on Friday, and holy hot hell does it look so cool. Like, if this is what Netflix is going to be able to bring as production value to Raw and, speaking selfishly for us Canadians, Raw and SmackDown and PLEs and NXT coming into the new year, like, I was already psyched, and now I am psyched-er. Sorry to sidetrack there. Sorry to sidetrack on that one, but it looks rad, Zach. I'm sort of reading from your face if I'm wrong here, but like if you haven't had a chance to see some of the stuff, like it looks rad.
I'm curious. I'm certainly curious.
I'm curious. I'm certainly curious. I'm Spencer.
See, I thought it was part of the I saw the still that you're referring, like a still image of what you're referring to. I assume that was just part of the biopic.
Yeah.
Is it a biopic or is it a documentary?
I believe it's a fictionalized documentary.
Okay.
And I think it's a series. I don't think it's a movie, if I remember correctly. I'm a little bit out of my wheelhouse here. Though I will say, it's not often that I watch too many new shows. This is my non-sponsored shout out of the show. But I have started watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And that It's fucked. It's so insane. I love it. I love trash reality television like nobody's business. But this is enough, and we've all chatted about this. This has been enough for me to move on a little bit from the new season of The Circle, and just really, really go all in on the mom talk.
Good use of the
There you go.
non-sponsored shout out.
Pardon me, sorry? Thank
Good
you.
use of the
Thank you very much.
non-sponsored shout out.
Lawrence, you get one per show now. Just one, though.
I was like, I've got like 6 now that I just want to like a NASCAR
And
thing.
be here for the
Just
next
shag.
6 weeks, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
But
No, I was just gonna mention the thing I saw that like the production value from Netflix was funny enough, the live hot dog eating contest, which was a lot of fun.
Chestnut versus Kobayashi.
I
am so excited for Rey Mysterio. Not that he always hasn't been a legend and a great ambassador, but like that went way better than when they sent the Undertaker to the Cavaliers game.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Rey Mysterio to be doing more like this. Hell yeah, you should be handing out championships to hot dog eating winner Joey Chestnut. I knew that Chestnut was just gonna slap Kobayashi too. You know, like it's a whole new game. It really is now that you moved over to Netflix, and I just think that we're witnessing truly an all-time great run. Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, number 1. I will also say, had one of you while I was in Coney Island. Not Costco Glizzy level. Just gonna say that.
Yeah.
But like they really made a huge mistake getting rid of old Joey Chestnut. That's silly. That's the kind of guy that you bend the rules for. It's like how in the NBA, like most of the superstars are allowed to double dribble and travel whenever they want because it leads to cool shit.
Like bring it back to
Got to bend the rules for your stars. There's a reason that Shawn Michaels was allowed to get away with as much stuff as he did. He's a star.
If you watch the 30 for 30 documentary on it, the dude who runs Nathan, like the dude who's like the host of the hot dog eating contest, and he runs the thing.
Oh, the Barker?
The bar. He's the most wrestling promoter, like skeezy wrestling promoter dude. And like the dude sucks so hard. Like I really like. You watch that documentary, like, oh cool, he's sort of xenophobic, and like just like the most like I need an American to win. And Zach left. And we've never seen Zach again. He literally left his own room.
No, he's still here. I bet he's topping up his coffee. That's my guess, or he got a phone call.
Yeah. But yeah, see the dude like is very much like a wrestling promoter.
Yeah.
In
Anyways,
the worst ways possible.
And that's how we'll tie it all back to our weekly wrestling talk show.
Yeah.
That's how we'll do it. Raw was great. NXT, I really enjoyed this week from what I've seen. I think that everybody and their mother was curious about how Julia was going to look in her first real match in WWE. And I thought she looked great. You know, I'm not saying anything that I haven't heard on every podcast that comes out since last Tuesday, but like huge shout to Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Going out there and helping make stars. What else can you say? Huge shout out as well too, because I'm just catching up on SmackDown as well. And I finally saw that segment with her and Rob Van Dam from SmackDown this week. And oh my God, was it terrific. Oh yeah, there's a little backstage gimmick.
Oh yeah, I was going to watch that a bit.
It's a neat little time.
Yeah.
But Julia rules. I really, really do hope that she wins the title here. I think it's October 1st they move over to the CW.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I hope she wins the title. Roxanne Perez has been ready to be on the main roster since 2019. Like, what else is there for her to do in NXT? She's had the late stage heel run that everybody has.
Yeah.
So now you move on.
I think it's time for her to move on. And if you were gonna strap the rocket to anyone, Julia is probably your number 1 candidate for the women's division. Well,
especially too, it certainly may seem quick, but it's very quick to establish somebody, like you say off the bat, beating someone like Roxanne Perez. But like the women's division in NXT, if all of the reports and all of the rumors are to be believed, like it ain't like you're completely gutted. It's not like you don't have great talent like a Jada Parker or a Sol Ruka or people who can step up. And then with Delta coming in, with Stephanie Vaquer coming in, like it's a wealth of riches on that end of things. You're going to be able to not even rebuild, retool, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I dig it. We got lots to be excited on the horizon of the NXT women's division. Could be a new frontier come October 1st once we hit the CW.
A New Frontier. Some people hear Star Trek, but I hear Fievel, if you remember those movies. I do want to bring her back to SmackDown as well, too, because I will ask you first, Zach. Name Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes tag team.
Oh, that's a good one. The Tribal Nightmare.
Oh, gross. I hate it.
I hate it too. I hated it the moment it left my mouth.
Lawrence, you had more time.
The Dusty Bloodline.
Oh, gross. all of it's terrible. You know what I bet you they go with? I bet you they go with something along the lines of the royal family. And I'll have to shoot someone.
Just so generic, and
it could be worse. Like, my initial thought was go somewhere along the lines of Star Spangled, and I hated myself even thinking that. Yeah, I bet you they're gonna call themselves like the One Royal Family or something like that.
Oh no, I can't.
Like,
oh no!
How about they just amalgamate?
What have we manifested?
Just they'll amalgamate the name, Rhodey.
I'll come
I'm
out
sorry,
to Tenacious
everyone.
D. Another famous couple that feuded and got back together. That was a good little Tenacious D joke. Come on. I thought that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, something Star Spangled, or like, it'll be like the One Royal Family or something like that.
Well, I mean, like
this has Roman Reigns, Undertaker teaming against who was it? Shane and Drew. That's what this has the vibes as.
The funniest tag team match possible. I mean, it was good.
Honestly,
but
and you know, not to disparage, because like I like the Boneyard match, but that's not a traditional match. You can work around a lot in that end of things. That was the Undertaker's last like really good match. Was that match teaming with Roman?
Man, if we had gotten AJ versus Undertaker in an actual ring, that would have been one heck of a send-off.
Yeah.
But alas, 2020 happened.
It's okay. AJ Styles is getting up there. He'll have to retire against Baron Corbin too. That was unnecessary. I really like Baron Corbin. You know what, that dude? I've always
take that back.
Not even. Yeah, I do. I recant my statement. I really like me Baron Corbin. That was an unnecessary. No need for shrapnel there. Not only is the dude like seemingly a very good dude, I quite like his wrestling, and also good cook. Very good cook. I can respect that. Guy grills a mean steak.
I dig
good
it.
Dude, Baron Corbin. The inevitable babyface run. Like, to bring it back, actually, like Happy Corbin and Sad Corbin kind of ruled off the bat.
Yeah.
Like Sad Corbin was
incredible.
absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out. You know what? We'll spin that one into a positive.
he's just a versatile performer. He'll always do what is asked of him. I think a lot of the hate on Baron Corbin is so misplaced because he was like the quote unquote authority figure through a truly abysmal time for.
Hey, people still love Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
She was an authority figure at the exact same time and point.
Yeah, but like she wasn't featured as prominently as as Constable Corbin.
Thank you. Is Baron Corbin his name, or is it a title?
That's a good question. I've been wondering that myself.
Yeah.
Because like he's probably like, if it's like Baron Jeff Corbin, Constable Jeff Corbin. What else has he been? Sad Sack Corbin. It's been a lot.
It's been a lot.
Starting to realize how long like some people have been with the main roster. Like this whole it's been 11 years since the Shield debuted. We're old, guys. We're getting real old.
Can't stop the forward march of time.
Don't tell me that.
So help me God, I will. With me and that old man, mad scientist I befriended. We will go back to the future, damn it.
We can't
write
stop the flow of time.
And I will write the script to Back to the Future.
But we can try.
And make money off of it.
Look, we had this conversation. All of us would steal, despite watching that movie, all of us would steal that sports almanac. 100%. I don't know one person who wouldn't be stealing that sports almanac. And I think all of us would go back with hindsight and just be like, just don't build a museum, do yourself. That's the way you get away with it. You just don't
Exactly.
build a 90-story apartment building museum tribute to yourself, and you're going to be good to go.
It seems like the easy way to go. I like if I won that.
Even
much
then,
money,
did it
I'd
really
go
like not work out for Biff in the long run there? You know, it worked out terribly for everyone else. Don't think I discount that. Biff was doing okay in his own warped reality.
This is true. Now, I have a question. Do you think Quizplex shows up in the Sports Almanac?
Yes, I 100% do. We should get a cage match page at this point.
We really should. We've got so much lore.
If we just sent it off, like the actual booking makes no sense.
Yeah.
Somebody'd be reading that and be like, when did Dijak wrestle Big Ben Bishop against Miles Blackwell in Edmonton? I guess Montreal. Montreal would be the venue location.
That's fair. I mean, like, no, it's the interwebs.
Yeah. I mean,
Live
technically,
across the interwebs.
Puff-
But you know what?
Puff-
On that subject, I
Puff
did
won
make a
the-
bit of a promise
yeah.
over on Twitter that we were going. I see Lawrence's shirt celebrating our current Quizplex champion, Donovan Dijak, who will be making his return as we play Quizplex in benefit of the Alzheimer's Association as chosen by Dijak himself. And we have a challenger lined up. Facing off against Big Ratio himself, we've got Vinny Pacifico making his Quizplex debut. It's Tuesday, September 24th, here on Love Wrestling on YouTube, immediately after NXT. Stay tuned. We've got the third contestant to announce very soon. And man, as always, Quizplex is going to be a great time. Dude, we have had so much success, like raising at least like $400 per cause on Quizplex. Like, let's just keep it going, man. Let's just keep the success
They're
going.
great people, man. You don't do anything great without having great people surround you, and we're very, very lucky. And yeah, I'm getting a little cheesy with her, but like we're very lucky to have the community we do. Obviously, the contestants in Quizplex doing such an awesome job on making each other hate each other in the name of charity. That's the best way to put it. Like last month was so entertaining. I am always excited. How many times have we been in the like chat room at the end of it, Zach, and said what has happened to our silly little quiz show, because it has become even cooler than I think our wildest dreams. So thank y'all for that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, hope everyone tunes in. And I know Lawrence is. Did he send you an 8x10?
Oh no, I forgot to give him my address.
But
But
Dijak had to bribe the audience with assigned 8x10s. But again, it ended up raising. I think him alone ended up raising like close to $200 for the last month's charity, which was the Trevor Project.
Yeah, like what's wild too is like when I was at C4, just walking around, like the amount of people we've already had on this show. Like there was at least like 5 or 6 of the wrestlers that have been on Quizplex, like including like I talked to Dijak like a couple days before, prepping him for what was about to happen, and how you don't really need to know trivia to win this contest.
No, there are absolutely no there are no
yeah.
rules anymore.
It's the Wild
It is
West
our
West.
quiz show.
LMK.
the
TJ
legend.
Cannon,
TJ Cannon, who no-showed.
one without being here. Like this silly little quiz show is taking a life of its own. It's very appreciated, especially that you tune in, but especially that you help us raise some money for some really, really great causes as well too. Anywho, whoop-de-woo. Let's just get her out of the way here. I am very excited for Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson. This is still about the silliest thing I have ever seen is the way to get here. I really don't like it. I love all of the people involved. I think both of the matches are going to be great because now we're getting Darby versus Mox. We're going to get... I'm either going to hate how we got to the first Nigel versus Danielson match, or I'm going to be disappointed if this is like shoot and we aren't sure if Bryan Danielson can wrestle or not and they don't have a match. Those are our options right now as far as I can see them. And I do think that Nigel yesterday on Collision, he did have a really good promo there at the commentary booth and sort of detailed his history with Bryan and how we got here. But like, ugh, just ugh. This reeks for me, oddly enough, of like, remember when Bryan Danielson / Daniel Bryan came back and all anybody wanted to see him do was wrestle The Miz? Right?
And
Sometimes
just
it's,
some convoluted
yeah.
road to get there.
Yeah, I don't know. And if this is going to set up eventually in the long run, because, again, I'm still firmly of the belief that it's either going to be Darby Allin or Swerve Strickland who beats Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream for the title. I stand by that. But if this is how we sort of get Darby out or delay him being in here, I don't like it. And then we run into the huge problem of, is Darby going to beat Jon Moxley in Moxley's first iteration of this new character, really?
It's very strange booking. Like, it was very straightforward. We had Bryan Danielson defending the championship, and it became these two matches that make sense on their own right. Like, Mox chasing the championship, so going after the number one contender, and of course the storied history between McGuinness and Danielson. But man, I've seen so many like little think pieces on Twitter, like exploring all the steps that we got here, and like fans just being a little bit desperate to make sense of it. But it's way more complicated than pro wrestling should be. It is what it is. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They make sense, these pieces, on their own, but the big picture, it's just the most incoherent build to a big event I think AEW has ever done.
Yeah, I don't get it very much, to be honest with you. I really, really don't. If this was always the plan, cool. Don't understand why. If they're calling this on the fly, or if this is a pivot to, again, delay on Darby getting the title match so that he can win it. I just think that it makes too much sense for Bryan Danielson to retire as a full-time wrestler, losing the title to someone else from Washington in Washington. Like, again, sometimes what, at least for me, seems somewhat obvious. That seems somewhat obvious. But if this is how they pivoted to it, then I don't understand. I just don't understand how this is supposed to work out. Darby basically bailed on the match, or accepted Moxley's challenge for the number one contendership because he didn't know if Bryan Danielson was going to wrestle or not. Well, why would you just wait until you know if Bryan Danielson can wrestle or not? Because you're already the number one contender.
No.
That's right. Why are you fighting for the number one contendership when you're already the number one contender?
Yeah.
That just seems that seems very dumb babyface to me.
I don't think this was the plan all along. This championship match for Grand Slam was more or less established before even All In. Number
Darby's
one contendership was earned like before Danielson won the championship, before Danielson even had a match against Jack Perry. Yeah. And then we've fallen apart. It's
the second time that this has happened here in the last couple of months, because I was there, oddly enough, again in Calgary, where Pac won that 4-way to become the number one contender to the international, or I guess the American championship at Wembley Stadium. And then they backtrack so that you get to Ospreay and MJF, and then we do Ospreay and Pac, which that match ruled. Don't ever get me wrong. But
oh, great.
Again, why are we, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that there's these title shots or title opportunities that are earned in the kayfabe sense that are just given back away. Why? Especially for two guys like Pac and Darby. Let's get real here. These are two guys who have proven that they're take no shit baby faces. Until, I guess, last week, because everybody loved Pac until he broke Wheeler Yuta's heart, and I'm mad at him for that. Yeah. But, I don't know. Just why would they be that willing to give up a shot at championships, which is all they've said that they want? Odd.
What do you think of this, Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence, what do you think of this, Lawrence?
I pretty much agree with you guys. This is they've written themselves into a corner, and they're trying to get themselves out. They clearly want two things at the same time. They want that Darby match, and they wanted to get in. They were running out of time. They needed a big event, especially timing wise. It works out beautifully to have the rematch, having Danielson and Nigel McGuinness, because I think it was the 15-year anniversary. This almost to the day, it's gonna be the 15-year anniversary of their last match when they fight at Wimbledon in New York. So the timing works out perfectly. It's it's clearly they're trying to it's like that came up. It's like we have this perfect chance, but we already have this Derby match that we are planning to do. So they sort of had to, I feel like they had to write themselves out of it because they like just from a timing perspective, like, oh, this is too perfect on one side, but we already have this storyline we already wrote. So like it does in the end of the day it looks silly, and like it's the thing with wrestling, like we already accept a lot, like just don't insult our intelligence too much, and like just don't make us look it's too stupid. That's the like the line that you have to go on every time. That's where like that's the problem with this is the like flaming lapse in logic here.
Yeah, and like for me, man, it's not after everything that happened. To be honest with you, with The Rock and Roman and everything leading into WrestleMania, nothing, in my opinion, at this point is unsalvageable. Like again, these matches in the micro sense both make sense. I am psyched for both of them. It's just an odd way to get here. You know, and I don't know what the timing is like backstage, but I would have to at least assume, you know, AEW would have had an idea of Nigel McGuinness potentially being able to return when Darby won the number one contendership, right? So if the plan was to build to this, I don't know. If it's as simple as not booking a match for a number one contendership, it's that easy, right? And I use easy lightly. How often do I say that, right? But I don't know. Hoping the best. And Danielson and Nigel McGuinness is going to rule. But like, number one, it has to main event. If this ain't the main event of the thing, why are we doing it? That's very silly.
Yeah.
Nigel versus McGuinness is the second match on the Grand Slam card would just be odd. In my personal opinion.
I do got to say, though, it's such a one-sided feud. Like, I mean, I know they have their history, and I'm not discounting that, but like the feud has been 2 years of Nigel being snide on the commentary table and Danielson not retaliating whatsoever. This is CM Punk versus Kenta in AEW.
This is Bray Wyatt building to the Undertaker match.
Oh no!
This is like the build. It's more like the build up.
This is John Cena building to the Undertaker match. Does AJ Styles stop me if you've heard this?
No. This to me feels more like the build up between William Regal and Excalibur finally kissing. Like just a one-sided thing on commentary that William Regal is pushing. We've been waiting for years, and then he just disappears.
You know what? People might not like how William Regal left AEW. That is fully in their right. But regardless, it gave us the Blackpool Combat Club, and it gave us like every little cheeky little saucy minx comment that William Regal made. Yeah. I loved both of it. William Regal's run, while people may not like the end of it, was an all-timer.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I'm fine saying that. Anywho, whoop-de-whoop.
I keep stealing that. Watch.
We do have a match to watch. And look at me, Zach. I was even smart enough to A, download it from YouTube, and B,
each other
fast forward it. Now, what I wasn't smart enough to do was turn the volume down. I was telling Lawrence before we started here, too. Like, I was having such a good prepared day. I've gotten everything cleaned and organized. My 2 coffees reported to perfect enough time that I'm now on to my second, and it's still warm. So it's doing well. And then I forgot to loop the video off the bat again. So
what do you mean?
Like the little intro that we've got here for the brunch gimmick when we're feeding the ducks. Yeah. That little 30-second video that we've got that we usually let run for like 2 minutes because of the convenient little features here on the Streezum Yezard. I forgot to loop the video. Anywho, what we're watching now, friends, is from LPW 28. This was at the end of July here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Zoe Sager, the intangible, just 2 months after losing her LPW Challenge Championship to Michael Richard Blaze, taking on the debuting Kylie Ray. Which was just cool. I have no really other way to put it. Working with Kylie Ray, great human being, obviously, and great professional wrestler. Right up our alley, as I'm sure you guys know.
Great.
Yeah.
Doing his due diligence, and we're set to get underway. I'm sure that bell rang about 5 minutes ago. Hey, listen.
Is it slow for you guys or just me?
We're gonna have it.
There we go.
I think it's just you.
Yeah.
Neither of them were moving very much in the second there. That might be why.
Fair enough.
That's the hard cam, you see. That's the one that's not supposed to move. The mobile camera. I'm just being a dick.
So that's how that works.
What in tarnation? Yeah, this was a blast. We'd actually, and again, it's a good problem when people are booked and busy, but we tried to work with Kylie for, gosh, the better part of a year. And this actually worked out fairly well with this weekend. She came up for us on the Friday, went home. Obviously, she has a newborn within the last year, relative newborn. So went home, spent some time with the kid, and then on the 28th, because I believe this was July 26th, she was up with Crossbody Pro Wrestling with the debuting Jalen Hill.
Right
Cool
on.
weekend in Canada for Kylie Ray.
Love our friends over at Crossbody Pro.
Oh,
Ben
hell
Ortman,
yeah.
what's up? Ortmans, what's up?
Hi, Ben Ortmans. We love you. In fact, we live, laugh, love you. Oh, the microphone cut it off. See, I've still got these shirts. Not for sale. They're all sold out.
Yeah. Who needs merch?
Everyone. But who needs it first? Me. I need to order it in.
No, let's just go Redbubble again.
Huh.
Is that
Still
not
probably is still our best option compared to the other location. Oh, neat! I just saw that thumbnail. We got message, Zach.
Yes.
Hooray!
We don't want to spoil too much, but one of our creators has a very exciting interview lined up, and we're not going to spill the beans. That's their privilege. But keep an eye out on this channel. Some exciting news is going to be coming your way.
Yeah.
In other exciting news, I caught a shiny Galarian Ponyta yesterday on Pokemon Go, in case anyone else was curious. Pretty cool!
Very evenly matched so far between Zoe and Kylie, but Zoe with that drop kick.
Kylie Ray looking a little shocked. Taken aback. And some friendly head games of her own, if you will.
I just wanted to mention, like, really love like the first new episode. Really love the different production
I'm gonna
stuff
turn
they
this
did with
down a little.
SmackDown. What?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I was
really
just
love
turning
the-
it down. I couldn't hear you
Yeah.
quite as well as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Now I
really
can.
enjoyed the new like production stuff they do with SmackDown. Like I for one like the music at the beginning. Like it's the same. Like the people who really are having a meltdown about it are the same dudes who yell that Metallica should play the Super Bowl every year and are angry. Like, why aren't they playing it? It's the same. It's like the Venn diagram's a circle there. It's the same lame dudes. Who, like, can't look outside themselves. Like, oh no, it's not going to sell. Yes, one of the biggest musicians in the world is not going to get who was also on a Marvel show.
Yeah, for those
Also,
exact same
dudes
reasons,
had
I
a
think we need to
meltdown
bring
about her
back
being on the
Nickelback.
Marvel show.
Oh no. Not Nickelback.
But like
But what if
But
we're
also,
going
like-
out tonight, Zach?
Okay, that's a good song, but that's it.
sorry, I just saw this photograph and thinks about how it makes me laugh.
Yeah, no, Lawrence, I'm with you entirely. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the song, but I also know I'm not the only person in the whole wide world who watches SmackDown or watches pro wrestling. I'm kind of getting a kick out of like certain people, a very specific cross section of fans. If you're offended by this, then that's really on you. But like people who are like always celebrating WWE, they're selling out arenas. Look at these ratings; these are incredible ratings. All these sellout shows. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You cannot be a ratings merchant and be upset that they're using a Megan Thee Stallion song for SmackDown. You cannot. Your opinion on the matter is rendered moot. Be gone, ratings merchants.
Okay. Little
And like
saucy there, Zachariah.
I do like that Triple H sort of Dick Wolfed himself at the end.
Executive producers Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting.
Who sounds like the most like 1950s producer name I've ever heard.
Lee fitting.
Yes, this here picture here, one of the Lee Fittings joints I hear so much about.
It's just a good name.
Yeah.
And I
It
quite
sounds
like
some sort of plumbing surplus
Yeah.
store.
that stereotyping.
What?
I don't know. Sorry, I guess I'm also feeling a little spicy this morning.
Fair enough. Feeling hella good.
This was a good poster.
Adding no doubt
like-
to the list of many people who have not sent us a cease and desist yet.
One day we're gonna get one, and I'm going to be upset because it'll mean we have to cease and desist, obviously,
Yeah.
but also probably hang it on the wall.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely, I will.
I'll have to have like, I'll redo all the graphics on like MSN Paint.
Yeah.
Rush
That's when
job.
we're gonna do. That's when we're gonna do that Black Keys one. The name of this show is Love Pro Wrestling.
Just
Okay,
rate their
neat
name.
little submission as well too.
That does not look comfortable.
No, that does not look fun whatsoever.
Zoe, the roll up escape. Big right hand.
They beat the hell out of each other in the best of ways. I love this dumb little sport that we have, and that's one of the biggest compliments I can give. It's like our dumb little quiz show. I love it.
Yeah. Dumb little things are the best things.
Yeah.
Dumb little things are Spencer's love language.
That and words of affirmation towards Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
I guess she's words of affirmation directed by Gunther. Like, if he looked at me and was like, Spencer, I'm proud of you, like, man, that'd affirm a lot. I think
Yeah.
that says more about me, though.
I don't know. I think Gunther radiates that level of inspiration. I think if he says something positive to you, like, he's not saying it because he doesn't mean it.
What were you doing? It's one of those things where you just heard a noise that, like, didn't normally sound like a noise he makes. Not he, but, like, scratching at carpet sort of noise. No, you can... No, please don't come up right now. You're good. Thanks,
What
dude.
number was Zoe Sager on the PWI?
3 something? 380 something, I think. If not higher than that, I think I might be lowballing that, to be honest with you. 383
That
sounds
was really
familiar.
awesome to see.
I will check. Man, it's really great to see. It's really great to see, like, and not just speaking for Canada, but, like, obviously being Canadian, I can sort of speak to that a little better. Like, it's very cool to see with, like, the amount of good quality streaming services out there and good quality streaming promotions. Like, the amount of international talent, Canada included,
Yeah.
you know, it's cool to see Zoe on there, but it's also super cool to see people like an Evan Rivers or Travis Williams or Judas Icarus or a Chris Stara, you know, speaking for
Yeah.
Quebec's end of things. Like, it's rad to see because, you know, just for a lack of availability in a lot of cases, maybe a lot of these people wouldn't be recognized in the ways that they're getting, you know?
Yeah.
So it's cool to see, man. Because wrestling's for everyone, and wrestling, like, there are great promotions everywhere in the world, and the
Yeah.
fact that, like, it's become more and more of an international sport is very cool.
Like, especially.
I still
people
think
get-
there's, like, that American bias on a lot of things, or North
Yeah.
American bias, even to be more general with it. Like, if it's not here, it's not anywhere. Like, no, that's wrong.
But also, everyone should check out on the VOD, the most recent episode in Between Two Beers, where they have the person who helped curate the list.
Yeah, Kevin McElhaney with
Kevin-
the,
yeah, Kevin
the
McElhaney's a great
editor
interview.
of PWI. Absolutely a great dude, too. Because, like, I think we can all speak sometimes to wrestling discourse not necessarily being the most positive. And that certainly comes out around PWI time. Because, of course, everybody wants their favorites to be number one or ranked as highly as possible. But, like, if they're not, or maybe you disagree with the opinion on where somebody lands, like, don't be a dick about it. So, I don't know. The amount of work that goes into not only that list, but like now the tag team 100, the women's 250, which like I think it was 3-4 years ago that was sitting at the women's 100.
Yeah.
Again, it's such an easy rule. Don't be a dick when it comes to your opinion on wrestling. You know, you can certainly not like stuff, like even earlier. You know, I certainly don't like how we got here for Danielson and all of these guys in their respective matches, but don't be a dick about it.
If you have to be a dick about your an opinions-based list, then the list is not the problem.
Zach, perfectly put. Welcome back.
Sorry.
That's okay. Just wanted to welcome you back.
Appreciate that. I don't mean to keep disappearing, but you know, unless you want to hear like my neighbors shouting, I think I'll turn off the camera for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of do. I'm here for the tea. Let's find out what's up with John and Glenda. I don't know their names, but that's what I've chosen.
Is that like I was shopping yesterday, and I stopped at Boston Pizza for lunch, and the table right by, like, it was almost empty, but just so happened the table right behind me was like a mother and like their toddler, and they were just full throat screaming at each other for like 20 minutes.
Big
And I
old
just-
deal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, shout out to the wait staff there who's doing their best. But like, I no sold it. Like, I'm just gonna have my fishbowl cocktail because I bought 2 of them, then went into Walmart tipsy. Like, this was a bad idea. There are too many people here.
I had to grocery shop and just didn't know what I wanted for dinner.
Yeah.
I also went to BP's yesterday. I had to go and get some laundry done. My laundry machine at home broke a couple of months ago. I think I've said that on this stream.
Yeah.
But broke a couple of months ago. So luckily enough, I'm able to go to the office and get some laundry done. But I was feeling peckish. And like one of my many boomer complaints. But one of my boomer complaints is like, if I'm reading Skip the Dishes or Uber Eats or like any of these apps, like I want to see the price after fees and taxes and tip. Don't tell me that, like, I don't know, this is going to be $10 and then show me afterwards all of the fees and it's like $25 after. So I hate delivery fees. So I just ended up going from my office. Boston Pizza was the closest place. Went and grabbed some all meat bites. I'm firmly team boneless wings. I know that commercial campaign is over, but like firmly team boneless. I like bone-in wings, but if I'm ordering, I'm going to be grabbing the chicken tenders and hot sauce, essentially. Chicken
This is
nuggets.
brunch, not dinner, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, the reason that it's brunch is because we do it at a convenient enough time that you shouldn't feel bad for eating any food. Look, there is no such thing as a breakfast food or a dinner food or anything like that. Rather just eat. Just eat. That's all you need to do sometimes. Get that blood sugar up. Take care of yourself. Build those, I don't know, strong bones.
Yeah, I'm a growing boy.
I still am. I'm
My
what,
mid-30s.
30? I was going to
Sit
say I'm
back there.
32 and I'm still
3. Huge win.
good times, man. I like our wrestling promotion here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
It's very good.
The emotion on her face.
Sager picks up the win over Kylie Ray.
Feel pretty damn good for young Zoe
Good.
Sager.
For settling in.
I think the respect and admiration Sager has for Kylie Ray
Big fan. That
Yeah.
match was a lot of
I was
fun.
really
Yeah.
taken to babyface, the babyface run of Zoe Sager.
Yeah. I would tend to agree with you there, to say the least. There we go. A little put over. Hell yeah. And rightfully so. That was Zoe Sager versus Kylie Ray. Oh, how do I fix that? How do I do this? I've done
I
it.
got you.
That was Zoe Sager versus Kylie Ray from LPW 28, feeling hella good. If you want to tune into individual matches, you can find them right here on this here YouTube channel, youtube.com/LoveWrestlingCA, or head to IWTV. Not only are you going to catch the individual matches, but you're going to get each and every event. I think we've got up to LPW 16 done on IWTV, and we're working our way back from there. So you can catch nearly a year and a half's worth of Love Pro Wrestling over on independentwrestling.tv. Check it out. It's always appreciated when you support not just us, but quite literally, it's the widest library of indie wrestling in the world. So you can check out all of the great promotions, some that you've heard about on these here streams themselves, including C4, Smash, lots of great stuff out of Ontario, BC, everywhere in between. I'm doing a lot of thumbs up lately. And the reason, just so that everybody knows, is because sometimes my camera will do like balloons if I do stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how to make them work on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think I've done like a wave before.
Yeah,
right. Like it's I don't know. I'm again boomer complaint. Come with instructions.
But on the subject of LPW, sir, shall I play the reel of matches that are already announced for LPW 30? You ready?
Yep, do it. Let's do it. Coming up to you on September 27th here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Love Pro Wrestling 30, flirty and thriving. Tickets are available at Tixer.com/Love Wrestling. Your main event on Friday, September 27th. Mars the Specialist and Pride in a last man standing match with the LPW Grand Championship on the line. We've also got the LPW Challenge Championship on the line as God's gift to wrestling. Michael Richard Blaze defends against the Rad's own T.Y. Jackson. Following that matchup, at least as far as the graphic goes, we've got Rich King and Lumberjack Larry Woods looking to settle some tensions between the Rads here over the last couple of months inside the squared circle. So they're going to go one-on-one for the first time in years and years and years. And for the first time ever, Katrina Creed, the former IWS Women's Champion, makes her way to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. She'll be taking on Zoe Sager, who you saw in the match here earlier today, facing off with Kylie Ray. See, I rhymed. I'm getting better at this. Who would have thought it only took 30 shows?
I think Lawrence will echo my sentiments here. We're big fans of Zoe Sager, but Katrina Creed coming from Montreal to Edmonton, she is coming to kick some Edmonton ass.
Hey, while I'll defend to the death your right to have that opinion, I am a unbiased promoter, an unbiased ring announcer. I don't pick favorites.
I
had something clever to close that out.
I will be as biased as I please.
Fine, fair enough. You can be as biased as you would like. That being said as well, too, friends, if you would like to, as for our brunch watchers, viewers, listeners, if you're tuned in on the audio end on the Patreon side, you already know this, but Love Pro Wrestling season tickets are going to be available tomorrow, September 16th. We're halfway through this month. That's wild. 30 days hot September. However that little rhyme goes.
November.
Thank you. Love Pro Wrestling season tickets for 2025 are going to be available tomorrow on Tixer.com/Love Wrestling. Pick them up. They are going to be your most inexpensive option to get all 22 events at the Rec Room South Edmonton next year. It gets you in to the Oil Rumble 2 at Rogers Place. It gets you into our events with the Sherwood Park Crusaders. And, of course, the more that comes our way as far as live shows go, the more that comes your way as far as tickets go. So if you want to support us, that's the best way to do so throughout the year. Stay tuned for those. They'll be live at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain. Other than that, Lawrence,
Yo.
I'll let you plug where the people can find you. And then Zach, do you want to plug Love Wrestling? Do you want me to do that? You do it. I plug the shows. You can plug the content. You do that.
Sure.
There you go. You can follow me at Spenny Love, but follow Love Wrestling. But Zach will tell you where to do that. I'll shut up now. Lawrence, your thing.
Find me here at KartSandyG on all the socials and on Twitch, where I stream sometimes and just play. I think I'm going to play WWE later. So go to watch me play some WWE 2K24, hang over to Twitch, and you can also see me back here next Sunday on the Brunch Gimmick.
Hell yeah. Zachariah, close it out, my friend. I'll press the buttons to close the show, though, so that we don't do that awkward thing that, I usually do.
My hands are completely off the keyboard, sir. You can follow me on Twitter, SmarkMouth, on Instagram and Threads, smark.mouth. And as regards to social media for Love Wrestling, imagine any social media platform. You put @Love Wrestling CA there, you're going to find us. at Love Wrestling CA on pretty much every single social media platform. And of course, remember, tune in here on Tuesday, September 24th, immediately after NXT, as Dijak defends his Quizplex crown against Vinny Pacifico right here on youtube.com/Love Wrestling CA. Stay tuned for contestant number 3. As per the Brunch Gimmick, we'll be back next week. Till then, friends.
Damn it, no balloons.
Oh.